there, thanks for joining me for this layout. This, I think, is the third or fourth layout that I've made with this kit, and it's the second one that I've filmed. One of the awesome things about working with a kit is that the setup takes no time at all, so I'm not sitting there thinking that I need to get a layout done, but I gotta get set up and it's gonna take an hour to do the layout. Nope, with the kit it's so simple. You just pick a couple of pattern papers, some neutral papers, some embellishments, and that's about 90% of the setup. So the pattern paper that I chose needed to be trimmed down from 8.5 by 11 to 8 by 8, and I also trimmed down the cream cardstock to about 7.5 by 7.5 so that I would have a 1/4 inch of the pattern paper as a all the way around. Border, that was the word I was looking for. I have a 1/4 inch border all the way around. I've mentioned in the past that Dean and I have a plan to visit every state park in Texas, and that's a lot of state parks and a lot of visits to be scrapbooked. And that could really easily turn into, oh, here's another park, we saw flowers, we saw birds, and how boring would that be? So yes, I have a photo that my husband took of me bent over digging seashells out of the sand, but that's just one of the things that he does. We've been married for over 20 years and we still play around with each other like that. So yes, we're at Searoom State Park, and it's an awesome park, and he got a great shot of a red-winged blackbird, but he also does quirky things when given a chance, and I think that captures part of our relationship. Now, I literally just bought this stamp set yesterday, and as you can see, I've got some feathers going in the papers and ephemera, and I decided I wanted to jazz up that cardstock by doing some watermark stamping with this set from Spellbinders. The watermarks are kind of hard to see in the video, but they're pretty easy to spot in real life, and you can kind of see them in the close-ups at the end of the video. I did want a little more interest in the background, but nothing so strong that it was going to detract from the rest of the layout, so I decided to do some secondhand stamping. This is sometimes called stamping off. You take a scrap piece of paper and you ink your stamp, then you stamp that stamp one time onto the scrap piece of paper, and then without re-inking, you stamp it on your project, and that creates kind of a lighter version of the stamp than what you would have gotten if you'd used a freshly inked stamp. Because this layout is really about Dean and photos like this one, I decided to double mat this one to give it a little bit more weight. Not that my backside needs any more weight, but the photo is kind of the central focus of the layout. I put this kit together at the end of July out of papers that were in my stash, so some of these papers aren't really current, but anything that's still sort of current that you can still find at places like scrapbook.com or Amazon, I'm going to go ahead and link those in the description below and also on the blog post. Obviously the inks are still pretty much current, and I will definitely link those. These are not affiliate links, I really like the service at scrapbook.com, so that's where my links go most of the time. I knew I wanted to use that bingo card as my title just because it's kind of cheeky and funny, and it's exactly the kind of thing that Dean would be thinking when taking a photograph of my butt. I just need to play around with the arrangement to decide where I want everything. Of course, the double matted photo going under the other elements means that those elements need to get a little bit of boost from some crafting foam. So you're going to see the crafting foam here in just a second. I bought that at the Dollar Tree. I don't even know how long ago. It was a pack of like 10 or 20 that I've had for over a year. So for $1, it's gotten me an awful long way. These circle embellishments that I'm placing now, I cut those from the cover of one of my scrapbook paper collections about 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. I thought they just made such cute medallions. I didn't want to toss them. In fact, I think I probably saved all of the packaging material from that collection just to use for various things. Here I am making my own journaling card from a scrap of paper from Prima's French Riviera collection. Right now it just kind of looks like scrap paper, but when I'm done with it, it's going to look like a finished journaling card. All you really need is a cutter and a corner rounder and a little bit of distress ink. Now I do like that feather there, but it didn't quite look complete just sticking out of the top of the journaling card like that, and it needed just a little bit more layering to look right to me. If I had a larger layout, say a 12 by 12, I would probably add a couple of more feathers. On an 8 by 8 layout, one feather is almost too much as it is, so I couldn't add any more feathers. I just trimmed down these strips that I had trimmed earlier from the background paper. I just trimmed them down and created a couple more layers above the feather and above that circle embellishment up at the top. We're almost there. It's still missing a little bit of something to add a little more interest, so I decided to add some splatters in 3 different colors. That is Dylusions Dylusions Pomegranate Seed, which matches the maroon in the rest of the layout. Then my next color is going to be Black Soot, and that's the spray stain, just to give it a little bit more weight. And the third color is Lindy Stamp Gang Cattail Copper Brown, just to give it a little bit of sparkle and shine. So thank you for following along with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.